So today when you'll be watching this video, it'll be Pancake Tuesday. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love a good pancake. So I'm going to show you how to make the best ever. Apparently the website said it was a Mary Berry pancake recipe, so let's get to it. Okay, so what we're going to need is we have a frying pan, some olive oil, some caster sugar, self-raising flour, some milk, my preference is green, some large eggs and some baking powder. Okay, so we're going to need 300 grams of self-raising flour, 1.5 teaspoons of... We are going to need 300 grams of self-raising flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 60 grams of caster sugar, 2 large eggs, 200 milliliters of milk, and a little vegetable oil. I think we got this. Problem is, what I've noticed, I'm not very good at baking. Okay, before we get started, the most important thing about working or cooking in the kitchen is we need to wash our hands. So make sure before you start cooking and getting your hands all dirty and making a big mess, make sure you wash your hands first. Is we need to get all the dry ingredients into a bowl and then sieve that bowl of dry ingredients. So I need a bowl, a sieve, a spoon, and something to weigh it with. If you don't know where any of those are, ask your mum or your dad or whoever is the better cook in the kitchen, I guess. So, and after you have all your stuff, it's 300 grams of self-raising flour. So let's see how I can do that with one hand. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. That's the flour done. And now we sieve. Next one is 60 grams of caster sugar. I put a little bit too much in. Oh well. Okay, so the next is 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. That is all the dry ingredients, so we just all give them a bit of a sieve. I've only done the dry ingredients and I've made a mess. Look at this. Ridiculous. It's a good thing my parents aren't in the house today, otherwise they would not be happy. Okay, so we kind of mix it in. I'm going to get a spoon. And then what we do is we mix in the, kind of just give it a stir all together. We want to create something that is called a well. So what we do is we just do a little hole in the middle of the dry ingredients, and this is where the egg and the milk go. So it's 200 millimeters, yeah, 200 millimeters of milk and 2 eggs. Yes, 2 eggs, no more. I wonder if I could juggle with the eggs. I'm not doing that again. So the last and final ingredient is 2 litres, no, not 2 litres, that's a lot of milk, 200 millilitres of milk. And now for the fun part. So we've made our well in our flour and dry ingredients mix. I have the eggs. What we're going to do is I'm going to plop them in and mix it all up into the middle of our mix. How it turns out. Yeah, so we're looking for thickish batter, the nice consistency of thick batter. I don't really know. So the last and final thing we need to do is we've got our saucepan. You heat it on a medium heat. We're going to heat the pan on like a medium heat. Let that, it takes a second to heat up, and then this is where we use our vegetable oil. What we're going to do is we're going to put just a tiny little smidge of vegetable oil just to grease up the pan. Get it all over. And now it's time for pancakes. Yeah. Okay, so one thing you need to learn about pancakes is the first one never comes out how you want it. So I'm going to do one first, just to check. Okay, so what we're looking for is bubbles coming up off the surface. So I'm going to use my little, this thing, and I'm going to wait until the bubbles are coming up, and then I'm going to give it a wee flip, and then put it on my little heat, put it on my little heat rack thing to kind of cool it down a little bit. I'm excited for pancakes. And while you're sort of waiting, it takes a second or two to wait. What might be worth doing is getting your favorite pancake topping. So I think mine is definitely ice cream, and you cannot beat Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream. So here we go, bubbles are starting to form. Okay, and now it's time for the flip. Oh, that looks good. We'll check. Okay, so there's one last thing that we need to do before we finish is tidy up. Now I think send me a picture of the mess that you've created. I think this is mine. And let's see if you can beat it. Look at all that. Plus the egg still on the floor. So please send in photos of your pancakes as well, because I want to see what mad creations you've all made. So what I want you to do, here's your challenge. I want you to send me a picture of your most beautiful, most well-designed pancake that you have done today. Just because I want to see what you guys have done. I'll be so cool. Right, I'm going to show you what mine looks like when I'm finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to decorate our pancake with our favorite pancake toppings. Mine is very simple, very straightforward. It is just ice cream and chocolate curls. So I'm just gonna, we unfortunately didn't have any chocolate sauce, and I'm really, really sad. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle some of these on top. And there we go. The perfect, most bestest pancake I think you will ever find. So Pancake Tuesday marks the beginning of Lent, which is a time that we would fast from something to help draw us closer to God. So for me, I think I'm going to go off fizzy drinks this year for Lent. I'm going to have to go off fizzy drinks for 40 days. And let me know what you guys are going off for Lent as well. But I want to set you a challenge of when you go off something for Lent, actually spend a little bit more time praying to God, rather than spending time, whether it is you're eating sweets or going off chocolate. It's spend that time that you would maybe be eating sweets or eating chocolate or drinking fizzy drinks. Spend it with God, a little bit every day, and get into the habit of having a really good, a really interesting, a really cool time with God.